Are you scared of riding a scooter because of wobbles?
Don't know how to figure out how to reduce or avoid them?
And do you want to know the solutions to these wobbles?
Then continue watching Pasok Intro.
Let me work it, let me work it, work it, work it, work it, let me work it, work it, let me work it.
What's up, caballeros? And here we're gonna be presenting to you the top 5 solutions on how to eliminate or reduce the wobbles while riding your electric scooter.
And joining us in this video is one of our members, long time no see, Arvin!
Our night wizard from Team Caballero.
Thank you so much, guys. Glad to be back. You'll be seeing more of me hopefully soon with more technical scooter peripherals or solutions like these. So stay tuned.
And today you're gonna be helping us out in completing this top 5 for you, caballeros. Let's begin.
And we're going to our number 5, which is the steering dampers. And here is one of the examples down below, right here. Steering dampers are not for every scooter. It is only collective based on your model. There are not a lot of scooters that have mountings for it. Make sure that if you buy your scooters, if you're looking into getting a steering damper, make sure that that model has a steering damper installation option. Mostly all steering dampers are collectively for C-type because those are the scooters that has the most wobble, unlike fork. But of course, forks also has some sort of wobble. It really depends on the model.
Like the Wolf Warrior.
Like the Wolf Warrior, they do have steering dampers. They actually are a bit sturdy enough.
Already, yes.
Yeah, adding steering dampers is just added protection for you. Most steering dampers are normally found in C-type scooters, much like the Go Board, much like Nan-Robot as well, much like Dualtrons. But again, Dualtrons also have their own steering dampers built into it. But if you guys want more security, you can actually add that. And that will definitely reduce your street wobbles along the way. It's a really good extension of your scooter, but that's an additional maintenance, of course. You know, most steering dampers are actually to be maintained, like the oil inside. Really depends also on the quality. You have to pick and choose your steering dampers wisely, so that will be much more sufficient in the long run. And it is also adjustable based on your liking. If you're really worried about your scooter getting wobbly, the quickest solution is to get the steering dampers for your scooter. That's why the steering damper is our number 5 on this list.
Moving on to our 4th one. The number 4 on our list would be the longer handlebars. Now, usually when you buy an electric scooter, the stock handlebars are not that long. But if you want to reduce the wobble on your electric scooter, that if you would be upgrading to a longer handlebar, it will give you more control on your electric scooter. So if you have like foldable handlebar, which are commonly seen on Mober electric scooters, Ultron Minis, and Zero electric scooters, which most of the models are foldable, majority of them are short. If you want to have a longer handlebar that is still foldable, probably might have the one that is a screw type, or the second one is the clip type foldable handlebar.
The clip type is actually most effective.
Yes, that is the most stable of those 3 foldable handlebars. Now, if you want a fixed one, that is already long actually.
And it's readily available in any bike shops you can get.
Yeah.
As long as it's in the same circumference as your scooter.
Because of its length, you have to have it cut to be more appropriate on your electric scooter. So you just have to make sure that you have the right length, not too short but not too long, so you can maneuver comfortably and also you can drive even on tight spaces. And that's why it's our number 4 on our list, having a longer handlebar. Moving on.
And the number 3 on our list is the tire pressures. With tire pressure is as simple as this. You have to check if you are following the appropriate tire pressure indicated on your wheels. For example, in what we use, normally it's 40 to 50 PSI, and you have to check it every now and then. So why is it important that you check the tire pressure of your wheels? For the simple reason, less tire pressure, more traction on the road, and more traction on the road, of course, comes harder to maneuver, and it affects, of course, your handling of the unit. And that is the very reason why tire pressure is number 3 on our list. Moving on to the next one.
Now we're moving on to our number 2, which is scooter handling. And let's go to the demonstration. Here we're going to be demonstrating on how do you handle your scooters if you don't have a steering damper and you're using a C-type scooter like what I'm using right now. There is a certain way that you can reduce the amount of wobbles that you can get for a C-type scooter like this. I've tested it out with my friends, this kind of method, and I hope this works for you too. So let's get into it. Now, whichever your dominant hand is, it has to be the pushing hand. So I'm right-handed. A pushing hand is open palm over the steering wheel like this. So it's like a pushing motion. That's your first hand. Now, your least dominant hand, which is this, it's a closed fist. Why is that? This is basically the softest side of your hand, which means to say this is the damper. The pushing motion in this is your dampening hand. So this is supposed to be really tight, like you're pushing your scooter forward. But this will counteract that with the damping of your left hand. Now, while you're in top speed and you're leaning forward, dampen this hand and strengthen this hand, making it so that when there is wobble in the front, this will absorb most of the wobble while this is trying to stop. What will happen is if these two hands are stiff, it will either wobble to the side or wobble to the left, which we don't want to happen when it comes to high speeds, right? Because both hands are stiff, both of them are fighting each other for strength. Now, if the other hand is softer, it can counter whichever force it's going into, while this is constantly pushing to the side. And I will have testimonies that actually done this. I had a scooter before that doesn't have a damper, but they're experiencing wobbles in around 50 to 60 kilometers per hour around that ballpark, because that's where the wobbles start. Let's go to Miko. Miko. So you tried my scooter before, right? Yeah. And he was experiencing the same wobble as any other people who use my scooter before. And that's why a lot of people are scared to use my scooter. Right. But after I taught them the method, what happened?
Well, actually, the handling was way better compared to the first instance of riding it.
Exactly. Try this handling out. If it works, let me know in the comments below. Tell me your experience on that. I'm happy to know. That's all for the handling, and let's move on to the number one.
The last but not the least on our list would be the number one is none other than the weight distribution. Why? Here's the demonstration.
Here we go with the demonstration of weight distribution. Going on to our model, Miko.
Wow!
Alright, so please demonstrate when you're going at top speed. At top speed, normally what you want to do is lean forward. Why? Because top speed wobbles are very dangerous to the point wherein you're supposed to have a weight distribution going forward. Either you can put your chest into it, or you can lean down to have more aerodynamic, because of course aerodynamic also contributes to your wobble. So that's what you're going to do in top speed wobbles. Now, there is wobble when you're actually decelerating, and when you're decelerating, you push back. So you brake and then you lean back. If you can lean as far back as you can, do it as you can. But let's Miko demonstrate his deceleration. There we go. This extremely reduced the wobble on decelerating, because that also happens in scooters as well. So make sure to put all your weight at the back, forcing the handlebars going to the back. That way it will reduce your wobble extremely. If you're decelerating and you're actually forward, it will actually increase the wobble immensely. So don't do that. And that's it for the demonstration.
And our question of the day.
What other problems do you see in your scooter?
Write down in the comments below, because we want to know. And that's it for today, caballeros. See you on the next one. Peace.